Hi guys, just wanted to share with you some of the stuff that I've been doing with some people probably for the last 2 or 3 years, and it's really allowed me to, I guess, stand out from the rest of the crowd in regards to the way that I work with people and the type of therapy that I do with people. For people who do know me and how I work, they would have known this for a period of time. But what I do with people and what we've done in the past is I do a lot of activity-based sessions. So activity-based sessions are basically activity-based sessions. So I will go out with people and we'll go for a walk around the river. Sometimes we might go for a mountain bike ride, but there's particular activities that we do with people. And during that process, what we're doing is it's like a walk and talk therapy. And initially I just did it because, well, I just wanted to do it, rather than sitting in a room and sitting across from somebody talking about their problems. I thought, hey, let's get out of this space and let's get into these really open spaces too. Plus, we're introducing sustainable areas that don't cost anything, and you're introducing new spaces that people wouldn't necessarily go to. But the science that sat behind it is something that I found later on, which has been something that I've found a lot in my life and through my therapy. I'll go and do stuff because I feel that it's right. And then I'll find some science and research that sits behind it and goes, wow, that's why I'm actually doing it. But we've had a look at some research, and the research suggests that when we're working with people, and I found this in the Kerwin Ray seminar just recently as well, which was another form of validation, so thank you very much, Kerwin, that if we get people up and moving, we're actually pumping blood around the body. But further research suggests that if we get them into the zone 2 of their heart rate, so we're looking at probably for most people around 120 beats to 135, 136. So once we're getting people to around that heart rate and we're working with people, is that the stuff that we're coming up with has the opportunity to flow through the system, if we want to look at it in that way. And what I've also found is that when we've worked with people, it's about looking at what they're doing, creating a reframe, trying to shift them to a space where there's gratitude and appreciation. And when we're working with, say, addiction and recovery, gratitude and appreciation are really, really important. So what we've also found from that, and I've got to thank Kerwin Ray again for pointing this out to me, that when we search for gratitude and appreciation, we actually release a hormone called DHEA, which is the opposite to cortisol. And we know that cortisol is expressed by the adrenal glands when we're experiencing stress, but it puts weight on us, but it also lowers our IQ. Now with DHEA, it's like the antidote. So we actually think smarter, we're a lot more focused, and it relaxes the body. But the important thing is, and I've found this in a book called The Upward Spiral, where they look at depression and anxiety related to neuroscience and fMRIs, is that once you start searching for gratitude, you start to take away the energy and the impulses from the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex. Now, the interesting thing about that is that they found that there is more dopamine released and more DHEA released in the seeking of gratitude compared to the actual finding of it. So even if we just seek it, we're actually pumping out a lot more cortisol, a lot more DHEA and a lot more dopamine that's associated to it. And the object of moving is that we want to move it around the body, and that way then the whole body can experience it. So our dopamine receptors and serotonin receptors, they're not just in the head, they're all throughout our body. So it's just a bit of a tip there. If you're going to work with somebody, take them for a walk, have a chat, try and reframe them, shift them to a space of gratitude and appreciation, and then shift that stuff around their body. And you'll start to see that there's marked difference, because now we're starting to hit the dopamine receptors and also the reward pathway. So each time that they see you and go for a bit of a walk with you and have this bit of a talk, they're actually looking forward to the session because you are registering in their reward pathway. So hey, just a bit of food for thought. Thanks.